Hello, everyone, and for those people who have not looked at the instructor biography in the My Instructor section of the course, my name is Scotty Le Edler, and I am your professor this semester in U.S. History 2 from 1865 to present. My office location is in Mobile, Alabama. That is Central Standard Time. So when I contact you or we discuss timing, unless it's for the purpose of grade submission, that will be the time that I use, Central Standard Time. My office hours are Monday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuesday, 9 to 10 a.m., 2:30 to 5 p.m., Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 3 a.m., Thursday, 2:30 to 5 p.m., Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday by appointment. Now, for some of you, those office hours look kind of strange. Let me explain. Tuesday and Thursday, I have two classes on campus at Navarro College, and they go from about approximately 10:30 to 2:30. So that's why there is a little chunk of my office hours taken up. It's because I will be in class at that time. Wednesday's office hours are set aside for those people who are overseas in our class. So I will have office hours from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. Since I'll be up late that night manning the computer, office hours for Thursday will just be 2:30 to 5 due to the fact that I will have my normal classes from 10:30 to 2:30 on campus. So please keep that in mind. Friday is a half day, 9 to 12. Normally because I like to do family things in the afternoon. And then Saturday and Sunday are by appointment. I will meet with students at that time, but only by appointment, and you have to kind of make arrangements beforehand to make sure I'm available. My home phone number, fax, is 251-408-9210. My cell phone is 940-642-5219. And my email address here at Southern New Hampshire University is sedler@southernnewhampshireuniversity, snhu.edu. A little about me. First, I was born in Wilmington, Delaware in 1980. My hometown, for all intents and purposes, is Lewis, Delaware. And you can see Lewis, Delaware is right there on the tip of the Delaware, the east coast of the state of Delaware, right where the Delaware Bay and the Atlantic Ocean meet. That is my hometown, and you can see some of the pictures from my hometown. It is a quite spectacular place. It is the first town in the first state. It was founded in June of 1631. It was a Dutch colony. Currently, it's got a population a little under 3,000 people. And the town is a little under 5 square miles in area, most of that being land. The lighthouses that you see in the pictures are part of the National Breakwater and the East End Breakwater system. The one, of course, at the top is just a one that's set for welcoming people into town. And that odd-looking tower there at the very, very bottom, that is a World War II control bunker. Lewis was the home of a World War I, World War II fort called Fort Miles, named for Nelson Miles, that protected the mouth of the Delaware Bay from the Germans. And this is a leftover fire control tower from that period. This one is fully restored, and you can go in and see it. It's absolutely marvelous. People don't realize how important the Delaware Bay and the Delaware River were for America. If you go up the Delaware Bay past Newcastle, Delaware, and Wilmington, Delaware, the next major city is Philadelphia. And Philadelphia, at the time of World War I and World War II, was still a major port city for the United States on the East Coast. Today, not so much, but it's still very, very important. Same with the port of Wilmington. So I spent most of my life here. I left when I was about 23, and I'm a graduate, a 1998 graduate of Cape Henlopen High School, which is in Lewis, Delaware. My education background. I did go to Delaware State University. I started there in 1999, and I graduated in May of 2003 with my Bachelor of Arts in History. My faculty advisor was a gentleman by the name of Dr. William H. Flahart III, and my senior capstone was over the Hohenstaufen dynasty. They were a group of German monarchs during the 11 and 1200s. Frederick Barbarossa, Frederick II. These were all members of the Hohenstaufen dynasty, one of the most misunderstood group of emperors that the Holy Roman Empire had. I did not only win the George Washington Leadership Award in 2003, but I was also the Phi Alpha Theta History Honor Society chapter president, the Sigma Tau chapter of Delaware State University president from 2002 to 2003. When I got my bachelor's degree in 2003, I moved on to Midwestern State University in Wichita Falls, Texas. And I completed my Master's of Arts in History in May of 2006. My thesis director is a gentleman by the name of Dr. Dirk Lindemann, and my thesis is The Fall and Exile of Wilhelm II, the Last German Kaiser, a 21st Century Assessment. So you can see why I do teach the World War I classes pretty regularly. It says in progress, but currently I'm working on a Master of Science in Political Science. My thesis director's name is Dr. Gregory Petrow, PhD. I'm not taking classes at the moment. I'm taking a year off, but I do have over 18 credits, which do allow me to teach college-level political science as well. So I do offer Texas government and federal government at Navarro College and at Galveston College in Galveston, Texas. After finishing my Master's of Arts in History in 2003, or in 2006, from 2003 to 2006, my first teaching job was at North Central Texas College. I started there in July of 2007, and I taught mostly U.S. History 1 and U.S. History 2. I also was hired at Navarro College as an adjunct instructor, teaching there from August 2007 to 2010. And I taught U.S. History 1, U.S. History 2, Western Civ 2, and Texas History. Now you'll notice that I left both those places in August of 2010. That corresponds with the fact that my wife got into medical school and we had to relocate. I did go back to teaching at Navarro College online starting in August 2011. I took about a year off, and I've been there ever since teaching online. When we moved to Galveston in July, August 2010, I did get a job teaching at Galveston College as an adjunct instructor, both online and in person, and I've held that position since June of 2011. Unfortunately, we did end up moving again to Mobile, Alabama in June of 2014, so I did have to leave on campus, which I absolutely love. I love teaching on campus, but unfortunately, since we moved here, I was fortunate enough that they let me stay on, and so I do teach online classes in U.S. History 1, U.S. History 2, Western Civ 2, and Texas History. And then in April of last year, it's hard to say last year when it's January 2nd, but last year in April, I was hired on to teach at Southern New Hampshire University. I'm in my fourth or fifth semester at this point teaching it at SNHU. I teach a lot of upper level classes. I do teach the U.S. History 1, U.S. History 2, Western Civ 1 and 2, and World Civ 1 and 2. But you also may see me linked to the seminar in World War I, World War II. I teach modern European history. I teach ancient world Greece and Rome, modern Russia, modern Europe, Arab-Israeli conflict sometimes, Renaissance, Reformation, and the European conquest of the New World. At Galveston College and Navarro College, I also, starting this year, have been offering federal government and Texas government with my political science credentials. So I have been starting to get into the process of teaching government. And so far, I've absolutely enjoyed teaching the courses that I've offered. Probably my favorite class, if I had to pick and choose a class, would be World War I, simply because that was my field in graduate school. Probably my second choice would be Modern Germany for upper levels. Now, if I had to choose surveys, of course, I would probably say that this course, U.S. History 2, is one of my favorites. I absolutely enjoy teaching the second half of U.S. history. As a professional historian, I am a member of many, many different professional organizations. From my time in Galveston, I am a member of the Galveston Historical Foundation. I'm a member of the Steamship Historical Society of America. I've been a member of that since 2004. The American Historical Association, the Community Colleges Humanities Association, the Texas State Historical Association, the Lewis Historical Society, my hometown, the Delaware Historical Society, Texas Community College Teachers Association, and I do have a lifetime membership in Phi Alpha Theta History Honor Society. So those are all the different professional organizations that I am either a permanent member of or a year-to-year member in good standing. Now, personal life, I do have a wife. My wife's name is Melissa. She went to the University of Texas Medical Branch for medical school, attended there from 2010 to 2014, and then she went on to do her residency at the University of South Alabama Children's and Women's Hospital here in Mobile. She is an OBGYN resident. We are planning for her to be done in June of 2018. And we're in the process right now of searching for where's next. We did 4 years in Wichita Falls. We did 3 years in Dallas. Then we did 4 years in Galveston. And we'll do 4 years in Mobile. And then it's time for us to move again. I always joke that we move almost as much as military people. That's a joke, but it's a sad joke because it is actually kind of true. We do move quite often. But we enjoy it. We enjoy being able to travel around and do different things in different parts of the area. If you look at the top picture, it's one of my favorites. In Galveston and Mobile, we both have a very, very vibrant, strong culture of Mardi Gras. And so this is me and my wife last year at the 2016 Mardi Gras here in Mobile, Alabama. From the looks of the pictures, I will tell you that it was freezing cold. It was beautiful during the day. It was in the 70s. We went to the parade. Thankfully, we brought all those coats because it got cold. That night, I remember, I think it went to 36 degrees here in Alabama. Talk about freezing. But you can see all the nice beads we got. If anybody's interested in beads, wants some Mardi Gras beads, you shoot me a text message. Mardi Gras starts in a few weeks, and I'll be happy to box you up and send you as many beads as you want. We just enjoy going. It's a real fun little thing, and that's one thing about the American Gulf Coast. If we leave, I will miss. Me and my wife are also big into Halloween. Let me take that back. I'm big into Halloween, and I think I just kind of drug her along. And our Halloween season starts in September. We always go to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, Florida, and then Hallowscreams at Busch Gardens, Tampa. And this is a picture of us 2 years ago, because she didn't get to go last year. I went, but she didn't. And this is a picture of us at Busch Gardens Hallowscream. They have lots of little places where you get your picture taken. By the way, we did not know the woman was behind us. We knew the woman was standing next to my wife, but the woman behind us, the next picture is actually kind of funny. I didn't put it on here, but you can see me kind of jump because I had no clue she was standing behind me. Me and my wife are also avid boaters. We own our own boat, a 15-foot 1985 Four Winds that I completely restored. And then I just recently helped my friend purchase a 2006 23-foot Chris Craft Catalina. A very, very beautiful boat. And we take that, we live on, Mobile's on the western part of Mobile Bay. And this picture on the right, bottom right, happens to be a picture that we took, I believe it was in September, or maybe it was early October. I don't remember the exact date. But we had actually taken it across Mobile Bay. We went down the Intercoastal Waterway to Orange Beach, into the Florida waters, stopped at a beautiful beach for the day, and we were actually on our way back through the Intercoastal Waterway, almost to Mobile Bay at this point, getting ready to go back to Dog River, which is right off of Mobile Bay, south of Mobile. It's always a fun trip. We enjoy boating very much. My goal is to, at some point here in the next year or two, trade in my little 15-footer for something a little more substantial, if you know what I mean. But we have a lot of fun with it. And the picture on the far left, that's me and my wife. We went to a wedding about 2 months ago. One of her colleagues got married, and that was us at the wedding. Beautiful at the Fort Condy Inn, downtown Mobile. If you ever get a chance to come here, and you have the money, stay there. It's an incredible little hotel. It's a little bed and breakfast more than it's a hotel. It's like an inn. It's very, very pleasant. We enjoy it. Other than boating, we enjoy fishing. I like to read, but I don't read history. I only read history for work, not for fun. People always ask me, are you a history buff? And I always say no. History buffs are people who do it for fun. When it's your career, you have to take a break and do something else. So anybody who thinks that I'm sitting around reading history and watching History Channel, no, not when you're a history professor. You're doing other things to occupy your time, like relaxing at the pool or at the beach, boating, fishing. I like to garden. I more so like to plant what my wife tells me to plant, put it where she wants it. Woodworking, I build not only furniture, but I also build a lot of Halloween props for our annual Halloween party. Maybe I'll throw up a little video for you guys to look at, show you some of the craziness that goes on. We usually have a Halloween party the Saturday before Halloween, and I leave all the decorations up for the trick-or-treaters whenever Halloween night is. It's always great when the party falls on a Saturday and it lines up. Then I can have it all for just one day. I like to paint. I do a lot of oil paintings. I enjoy it. I wouldn't say that I'm good. I would say I'm decent. I like to watch Bob Ross. If you don't know who Bob Ross is, Google him or YouTube him. He was a very famous painter, PBS, for a long time. I like to watch Bob Ross do a little painting. But my real dirty little secret is I love playing video games. I play PlayStation 4. If anybody out there wants to play PlayStation and wants to meet me on the battlefield, feel free to get a hold of me. I do have students that like to do that. My wife calls it instructor student bonding time, non-intellectual bonding time. So, and ladies out there, if you play PlayStation and you play the war games, don't be shy. Come on and let's play. I'll be honest with you, some of the most foul-mouthed players that I've played with are some of my female students. I couldn't believe some of the language that comes out of their mouths, but I enjoyed it. It's all in good fun, and when you get shot by somebody from behind, who doesn't slip and accidentally say a curse word now and then? And these are my babies. The one on the left is Rosie. Rosie is about 5 years old, we guess. We think she's a half Weimaraner, half Pit, maybe a few other things mixed in there. We don't know that she's even 50-50. We got her in September of 2013. Interesting story. I used to donate papers to the Humane Society, and just so happened to drop off some newspapers. And I always used to walk and dream about getting a second dog. And this poor little thing who had been there forever was tagged to be put down. And I told the lady at the Humane Society, I was like, look, I'll sponsor her. I'll whatever, just don't put her down. And they said the only way they wouldn't put her down is if I fostered her. And I was like, okay, fine. They had her fixed. I went and picked her up a few days later, and she never left. As a matter of fact, I made them come to my house and get the money and sign the papers. I didn't even bother going back to the Humane Society. A, I was afraid that it'd freak the dog out. B, I didn't want to go there and them sucker me into another dog, because I probably would have done that too. She is, other than my wife, I sometimes jokingly say she's the love of my life. On her side, not mine. She follows me around the house, literally like a puppy dog. She never leaves me alone. But it is nice to have a constant companion, especially when your spouse works 24 hours at a time. 24 to 48 hours at a time. It does get kind of lonely. It is nice to have her. But she can be a little much. But she is definitely a very sweet, sweet dog. The one on the right is Cole. Cole is our original dog. We got him in, I believe it was May of 2008. May of 2008. He's about 10 years old this year. This is an older picture of him. He's gotten a lot grayer. He's gotten a little night blind, a little hard of hearing, but otherwise a very, very great dog. I didn't realize, my wife's probably going to kill me, but I actually posted a picture of him sitting on her lap, and she's probably not going to be happy with the picture that I chose, but it was such a good picture of him, I couldn't help it. He's probably 20 pounds. Rosie's about 50. So they're not terribly big dogs. Rosie's tall, but it's mostly all leg. She's not much. There's not much to her, and he's half lab, half dachshund. People always ask, how does that happen? We don't know. Not even going to ask how that happens. But he is absolutely a wonderful dog. I've enjoyed having him. I absolutely love animals, especially dogs. So it's been a real treat to have them both. Well, that's about all that you need to know about me. I look forward to getting to know each of you this semester. If you guys have any questions, please throw it up on the general questions discussion board, or if it's a personal matter, please send me an email. Also, make sure you post to the introduction email discussion, tell a little bit about yourself, just like I did here, and answer some of the little questions it asks. I look forward to getting to work with you over the next 8 weeks, and as I said, if there's anything I can help you with, please do not hesitate to ask.